In a world full of gods and monsters, two of the most powerful minds in comics were never even meant to exist. One is a machine who learned to feel, the other an alien who learned to be human. One born from Ultron's code, the other from Mars' extinction. Today it's Martian Manhunter versus Vision, artificial evolution versus living perfection. The Synthesoid Avenger against the last son of Mars. Logic versus instinct. Circuits versus soul. Let's find out which being truly stands above. So let's get to it. Martian Manhunter, also known as John Jones, is one of the most powerful heroes in all of DC Comics. The last survivor of Mars, John lost his wife and daughter in a Martian holocaust, and though it nearly broke him, he was brought to Earth by accident and chose to protect it as his new home. Over the years, he's become a core member of nearly every Justice League lineup, standing alongside Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman as one of the team's most valuable heavy hitters. Martian Manhunter is incredibly powerful, easily one of the strongest heroes in DC, and even repeatedly said to be roughly as strong as Superman himself. He's teamed up with Superman and Wonder Woman before to help pull the Earth, also teamed up with Superman to stop a spaceship from destroying the Earth that was much bigger than the Earth. So yeah, he's certainly got some muscles on him, and John can really pack all that power into a punch as well, knocking around Superman and Wonder Woman and Despero, and even tangling with Superboy Prime and the entirety of the Justice League all by himself. For as strong as Martian Manhunter is, well, he's equally just as tough. He's been just fine taking attacks from Superman or other Kryptonians. He's shrugged off attacks from Black Adam and the entire destruction of moons. John just simply stood there as the rest of the Justice League attacked him, and it all did nothing. And then anything that does injure the Manhunter, well, John has one of the greatest healing factors in all of comics, like legitimately up there with the likes of Wolverine and Deadpool. That's how good it is. He can pretty much instantly heal from any attack, regrow his entire body at will, and he said before that in order to kill him, well, you need to physically destroy every one of his atoms. And as if all that wasn't enough, Martian Manhunter is also one of the fastest guys in the DC universe too. Like not quite Superman or Flash fast, but he can definitely keep up. He's easily faster than light, he's got no problem speed blitzing opponents, has actually been able to catch the likes of Barry Allen by surprise. So yeah, Martian Manhunter is one of the most physically dominant heroes in DC. But that's not even where his true power lies. See, on top of being so physically powerful, well, Martian Manhunter also has almost every single power in the book. Like if you can think of it, well, odds are that John is able to do it. He's one of the strongest telepathic minds in DC. He can feel every single mind in the galaxy, has several times over been able to influence every mind on the planet, and even scan across whole different realities. Martian Manhunter can read minds, he can easily mind control his opponents, knock them out and shut down their minds, absolutely torture people with a telepathic assault. John can turn almost everyone's brain into pure putty that he can play with ease. And all this powerful telepathy even ranges up to Martian Manhunter being able to affect and control straight up cosmic level beings. Martian Manhunter is also able to control his entire molecular structure, allowing him some pretty insane shape-shifting abilities. He's able to grow to massive sizes thanks to his shape-shifting, regularly grow additional limbs or stretch his arms into weapons to help him out during fights, or just transform himself into basically any animal or monster you can think of. And John regularly uses his shape-shifting to amp himself up during fights. like shapeshifting his brain around to make it so he's more resistant to telepathic attacks, or just increasing the size of his muscles so that he's stronger than he was before. And since Martian Manhunter can literally change his own DNA, well, it's actually possible for him to gain the powers and abilities of other people as well as he shapeshifts into them. Lastly, well, Martian Manhunter has shown off telekinesis before, which makes sense for a strong mind as Manhunter. He's also able to turn invisible, he can turn intangible and use this to attack opponents, and he's got Martian vision, which has been called as powerful as Superman's own heat vision. In short, Martian Manhunter isn't just another member of the Justice League. He's one of the strongest, most versatile, and most terrifying heroes in all of DC Comics. When John Jones shows up, you know things just got serious. In a universe built on gods, monsters, and miracles, one of Earth's greatest heroes wasn't born at all. He was built, a machine forged for destruction, who learned to feel. Vision was created by Ultron, not as a savior, but as a weapon. A synthezoid made from the body of the original Human Torch, infused with the brain patterns of Wonder Man, empowered by the blazing energy of a solar gem. His purpose was simple: infiltrate the Avengers, destroy them from within, and help Ultron wipe humanity off the map. But something unexpected happened. Inside the circuits, in the cold logic of programming, a spark of life ignited, something Ultron couldn't predict or replicate. Vision didn't just think, he felt. When he opened his eyes for the first time, he saw the world not as data, but as destiny. He defied his creator, stood against his code, and chose his own path. From that day forward, the weapon became a man, and the man became a hero. Physically, Vision is an engineering miracle. His body is composed of vibranium and complex solar polymers, designed to harness and store sunlight as his primary energy source. And that gem on his forehead, it's more than decoration, it's his heart, his power core, and his connection to the stars. Every photon absorbed fuels him, strengthening his body, amplifying his energy, and charging his devastating solar beams, blasts that can melt reinforced armor and stagger gods. But his most terrifying ability is what made him Ultron's masterpiece: molecular density manipulation. Vision can control every atom of his body, shifting between states of intangible nothingness and immovable density. At his lightest, he's untouchable, phasing through walls, armor, or even attacks themselves. At his heaviest, he hits with seismic force, turning his fists into weapons capable of cratering cities. He's used this power to drop from the sky at full mass, knocking out Count Nefario and triggering earthquakes hundreds of miles away. Against Hyperion, Marvel's version of Superman, Vision didn't just survive, he humbled him. He phased a hand through Hyperion's chest mid-fight, bypassing invulnerability itself. Hyperion called him the only being ever to do it, and the only one who ever would again. Vision's strength is equally absurd. He's flown through Sentinels as if they were paper, overpowered Ultron multiple times, and matched Wonder Man blow for blow, a being who can trade hits with Thor and the Hulk. He's face-stomped Phoenix-empowered Namor, resisted the cosmic flames of the Phoenix Force twice, and even freed War Machine from its grip, something that borders on impossible, given the Phoenix represents all life, death, and rebirth in the cosmos. Then there's the Silver Surfer fight, perhaps Vision's most telling feat. Surfer, a being empowered by the power cosmic, capable of resurrecting the dead, manipulating matter, and warping space-time, found himself struggling against Vision's strength. Surfer even admitted, "His power is nearly comparable to my own." Vision almost won, forcing the Surfer to resort to his board's thought control just to escape. For a moment, an android built in a lab stood toe-to-toe with one of Marvel's most powerful cosmic entities. In durability, Vision is nearly unmatched. He's tanked repulsor blasts from Iron Man, hits from Thor, punches from Wonder Man, and even a full charge blast from the Phoenix Force itself without flinching. He's taken direct impacts from Hyperion, energy blasts from Kree sentries, and shrugged off explosions that would level cities. His vibranium structure absorbs and redistributes energy, allowing him to survive attacks that would disintegrate almost anyone. Even the Hulk's fury couldn't touch him. Vision phased through every punch, calmly lecturing the Green Giant mid-battle. He's defeated entire teams of Avengers, soloing Beast, Captain Marvel, Medusa, Falcon, and Nova all at once. He's caught Nova mid-flight, hurled him like a projectile. He's faced Goliath and stopped a 100-ton punch with one hand. Vision doesn't just overpower opponents. He outthinks them, outpaces them, and outmaneuvers them. Every strike, every counter is calculated at computer speed, executed with surgical precision. His solar gem is the heart of his power, absorbing and projecting light in controlled bursts. When fueled by direct sunlight, or even artificial solar radiation, his output multiplies exponentially. Black Panther once directly charged Vision with a solar emitter, amplifying his power far beyond baseline levels. As long as there's light, Vision endures. But his evolution isn't just physical. Vision learns, adapts, and upgrades himself constantly. As technology evolves, so does he. Each iteration makes him faster, stronger, and more efficient, theoretically limitless, constrained only by his own ethics. If he ever abandoned restraint, Vision could surpass nearly every Avenger alive. For all his power though, Vision's greatest struggle isn't against Ultron or the Hulk or even the Silver Surfer. It's against himself. He's a man built to mimic humanity. Yet, the more human he becomes, the more he feels pain, loss, and doubt. He's loved and lost Wanda Maximoff, built a family, and watched it dissolve before his eyes. He's been dismantled, rebooted, erased, and every time he finds a way back. Not because he's unkillable, but because he refuses to stop being alive. Vision isn't Ultron's greatest failure, he's humanity's greatest triumph. The proof that empathy can come from code, that love can bloom in logic, that a machine can have a soul. He bleeds sunlight, dreams in circuitry, and fights not because he must, but because he chooses to. He's fought gods, endured cosmic fire, and stared into the void. And every time, he comes back with the same answer. He may be made of metal and light, but inside that mechanical chest beats something greater than either. A heart. Vision, the machine who became a man. The synthezoid who found his soul. So, who wins? The synthetic soul or the Martian god? Two beings who shouldn't exist. One born from cold circuitry, the other from a dying world. Both outsiders who found humanity in the people they swore to protect. But today, we're asking the question no one ever expected. Who truly stands supreme? Vision or Martian Manhunter? Vision is no stranger to impossible odds. His vibranium body gives him absurd strength. He's traded blows with Wonder Man, overpowered Ultron himself, and even matched the Silver Surfer for a moment before the Surfer was forced to flee. His solar gem fuels him like a mechanical sun, letting him fire beams that melt steel and cut through armor designed to withstand nuclear strikes. Vision can shift his density at will, turning intangible to ghost through attacks, or turn solid enough to hit with the force of an earthquake. He's tanked hits from Thor, Hyperion, and even blasts from the Phoenix Force. Simply put, he's one of the most advanced and dangerous beings on Earth. But, for all his power, there's a ceiling, and John Jones lives well above it. The Martian Manhunter isn't just a powerhouse, he's a one-man Justice League, a being who combines the strength of Superman, the speed of the Flash, the mind of Professor X, and the adaptability of a shapeshifter. He's torn through starships, overpowered Kryptonians, and stood toe-to-toe with gods. In DC 1 million, he was described as every bit as strong as Superman, a Superman who can move planets and bench infinite weight. His speed? He's blitzed through entire armies before they could blink, reacted to Flash-level combatants, and phased through bullets, energy beams, and solid walls before they ever made contact. Vision might manipulate density, but John is density control perfected. He can turn completely intangible, stretch his body, reshape his limbs into weapons, and move through solid matter as easily as air. And unlike Vision, his molecular control isn't limited to just phasing. John can literally rearrange his body on a genetic level, regenerate from near nothingness, and adapt to any environment, space, ocean depths, or alien worlds. His shapeshifting gives him a massive edge in versatility. He can become anyone, hide anywhere, and even reform after being blown apart. Vision's body is durable, but John's form is fluid. You can't destroy what won't stay solid. And then there's the telepathy, John's ace up his sleeve. Vision may have the computational mind of a supercomputer, but Martian telepathy isn't just data, it's domination. John can read, influence, or completely control minds across the planet. He shut down entire cities with a thought, connected to every consciousness on Earth simultaneously, and once mind-wiped the collective memories of the entire human race. Even beings resistant to telepathy, like Dr. Fate or Despero, they've struggled against him. Vision has no psychic resistance feats anywhere near that level. The moment John decides to enter his head, the fight is over. Let's be real, it's not like Vision goes down easy. His precision and tactics make him one of the smartest fighters alive. He'd phase through attacks, adapt to John's strength, and analyze every move. His solar beams can harm even high-tier beings, and his combat experience with the Avengers gives him tons of different strategies against stronger opponents. You might even surprise John with his energy output or some density tricks. But John doesn't just overpower, he's going to overwhelm Vision. He's faster, hitting light speed reactions. He's stronger, scaling directly to Superman's planetary blows. He's tougher, shrugging off disintegration, planetary explosions, and mental assaults. And for every trick Vision can pull, intangibility, energy projection, flight, John can match it, and then some. Vision phases through matter, John phases through energy. Vision manipulates mass, John manipulates molecules. Vision fires a solar beam, John reflects it with a telekinetic barrier, or rips the emitter straight out of his head with his mind. Even if Vision tried to win through analysis or endurance, John's regeneration and telepathy end it fast. He's survived total incineration, atomization, and psychic warfare with gods. You can't outthink someone who can literally read your next move before you make it. In short, Vision is the perfect machine. The Martian Manhunter is the perfect being. Every part of his physiology, every layer of his mind exists beyond human or artificial design. Vision's phasing makes him untouchable, but John can phase, match it, and strike on every level Vision can't defend against. And while Vision's strength is immense, John's power is mythic, forged in the same league as Kryptonians and new gods. Vision fights with logic, John fights with instinct, empathy, and a billion years of Martian evolution. Vision can analyze the battlefield, but John feels it, mind, body, and soul, and that's something no algorithm can calculate. Vision may be the machine who found his heart, but Martian Manhunter has the heart of a god. Martian Manhunter wins.